Every few months, Fate Grand Order has a big event, with some combination of free servants, useful craft essences, bountiful quartz, and rare materials erupting out of every orifice. Suffice it to say, you should get in on this action. Now there is a barrier to entry, and most events require completion of either Fuyuki or the most recent Singularity, so if you haven't completed Septim or Okeanos yet, you really should get on that. As for the events themselves, it's easy to get lost in the grind, give up after a day, and come back when there isn't enough time to get all the really good shit. To avoid this, I'm going to give you my personal checklist, so even if you can't no-life it, you'll know what to focus on. In order of importance. Number 1. If there's a charity servant, get all of their Ascension items and Noble Phantasm upgrades. Unlike Grand Blue Fantasy, FGO's freebies tend to be on the strong side. Some are actually near the top of their class, like Nobunaga, Kintoki Rider, Chloe von Einsburn, and Shiki. Not meme Shiki, the one that can actually kill servants. I mean in this game. Others have rare/unique skill sets. Scat Assassin destroys Rider Swarms, Iris Field is a burst healer that can give your entire frontline a revive, and BB has a unique class advantage against Avengers. Cha-Cha, Santa Alter, and Jilter are middle of the road, but have solid stats and work well for encounters where you need to double down on a specific class. Castor and Brave Elizabeth are on the weaker side of things, but both are decent for general usage, especially if you don't have other options in their slots, which for most of you is going to be the case in a few months when Castor Elizabeth comes out. Though even if you have Media, there's going to be a use for other offensive casters, especially AoE ones like Elizabeth. One word. London. Another reason why you should rate these free servants highly is that you can max them out reliably. Between their non-standard Ascension items and 5th level Noble Phantasm, these charity 4-stars get you a lot more power than the average gacha 4-star for a lower cost. If you subscribe to Media's tier list, you should know that they assume NP5 across the board, which is impossible for 99% of the players to accomplish for even a single regular 4-star. I think on my JP account the closest I have is Suzuka Gozen at NP4, a product of the great passionate disaster of 2017. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind. Now if you can commit to doing both, you should get all the store-bought and friend point craft essences first to maximize your incoming resources. But if there's any doubt, this is the part that needs to get done. Number 2. Finish the event's main quest to get some easy quartz and summon tickets. Even if you aren't going to farm the shop, or, God forbid, the servants, you should still go through the main quests on account of their low AP cost, low difficulty, and delicious quartz. It's easy money, and you're not going to see that quartz again. Also, some events give a grail for story completion, which you're really going to want. Number 3. Get 5 copies of any farmable craft essences. Depending on the event, you can trade event currencies for craft essences that give powerful bonuses while you farm. Some events like Onigashima focus on damage buffs, while others like the summer event improve resource drops. In either case, you'll be wanting these, both for event and general use, depending on the effect. If you're like me and got primeval piece of shit magic, probably the latter. Number 4. Hit up the friend point gacha for 3-star event craft essences. One of the things you can do to save yourself time and golden apples is to burn friend points and roll for event CEs. Like the farmable ones, these give bonuses to event drops, and you'll be wanting upwards of 5. While you can combine them for a stronger individual effect, you shouldn't do this unless you have other craft essences to fill the void. The reason why is that copies of the same craft essence stack their effects. For example, let's say there's a Kotomine event, and the currency is salt. If one copy of a CE gives +1 to salt drops, it'll give +2 when you fully limit break it. But if you equip 5 of those copies separately, then you get +5 in total. Easy money. Number 5. Set up your team for optimal farming. Generally speaking, you want to identify which 40 AP quests give the best drops, and work from there. If there are multiple resources, then there's going to be a different answer for each one. And even then you may want to farm a suboptimal quest that also drops rare Ascension materials. The Grand Order subreddit is good at doing that for you, so take advantage. With that information in hand, you might be tempted to load up on event CEs and rush in. But there are 2 other factors to consider. Firstly, some events give damage or drop bonuses for specific servants, a list that Emiya is almost always on. If you have these at a decent level, you're going to want to build around them as much as possible. Secondly, 40 AP quests can be hard as fuck, so make sure your team can actually clear the content in question. If the answer is no, or at least not reliably, then you may want to bring in stronger, non-bonus servants, or powerful craft essences like Golden Sumo, Kaleidoscope, and Fragments of 2030. Or if you're a greedy piece of shit like me, Chaldea Lunchtime is always an option. Number 6. Update your support list for the event. While this doesn't directly impact your event performance, you should make sure your support setup has event servants and craft essences, or at least ones that make farming easier. You'll be burning a lot of friend points to get 3-star craft essences, and one way to recoup that investment is to make it so that your friends actually want to use your servants. Also, don't forget to change everything back after the event ends. No one wants to use Maiden Halloween for day-to-day content. Number 7. Prioritize essential materials and skill gems over experience and foods. The latter you can get from the Mana Prism shop every month, once that change comes through. But ascension and skill materials are a much bigger pain in the ass to farm. In this category, crystallized lore should be your top priority, as it's event exclusive and required for 10th level skills. After that, it depends on your specific servants. The Grand Order Wiki has a comprehensive list of materials for each character, and I recommend making a shopping list so you know what you need down the line. To summarize, your shop priority should look something like this, unless you can't do the first 3, in which case the servant takes priority over the craft essence. Number 8. Do each free quest at least once. They all have a first clear reward, and these are typically apples of some sort. Apples are good, and most events can't be fully farmed without them. Early on, I'd recommend sticking to bronze apples, which give a flat 10 AP. Gold and silver apples restore a percentage instead, which means they get a lot better in the late game when your max AP is much higher. If you're behind on farming, you shouldn't feel bad about using them. Just don't go nuts. And number 9. Do the challenge quest for tickets. While tickets are always nice, challenge quests are called that for a reason. This is where most free-to-play players will throw their hands up in frustration because they don't have the specific servants needed for a clean kill. The second Neurofest was pretty infamous for this, including such hits as Invincible Siegfried, Ken and Heracles with God Hand, the 37 Assan encounter with instant kill debuffs, and a fight they actually had to nerf because it was that hard. You should save your command seals in case you need to revive come through these, but if worst comes to worst and the event's about to end, quartz reviving is perfectly acceptable. A summon ticket is equivalent to 3 quartz, so you'd still be making a 2 quartz profit. That said, you shouldn't get distracted by these at the expense of other priorities. It's not worth throwing away an event for 3 quartz. With these tips in hand, you should be good to go. If you feel like digging deeper, the Grand Order Wiki has information on past Japanese events that you can use to plan ahead. I wouldn't say it's necessary, but it is an option. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, by all means like, subscribe, and send it to your friends who don't know any better. On the left is my previous tip video, and on the right is my anime channel's preview on Fate Apocrypha. In any case, till next time.